Oh my god, we're in. There it is. F-Type SVR. What's up, everyone? And welcome back. So, the Jaguar F-Type SVR is your reward for this week. If you haven't gotten it yet, go get it. Yeah, 20 points. So it's pretty easy to get. Do a couple things and it's yours. And here it is. Here it is. I've always loved the F-Type. Since it came out, it was always just such a sick car from Jaguar that they released, and especially the R, right, the F-Type R, because that was the one with the V8. Regardless, even the one with the V6, even the S was actually quite nice. But now they've ruined it, in my opinion, with the newer one, because they decided to, I think, get rid of. Is it the V8? Did they get rid of the V8 or did they get rid of the V6? One of them they got rid of, and they replaced it with a 4-cylinder. Again, why? Who really wants that? Nobody really wants that at all in any way, shape, or form. Nobody wants downsizing for the sake of downsizing. Just, it's stupid. Stop doing it. It makes no sense whatsoever. Regardless, this is what it looks like. I think it's a very, very good looking car. Like I said, I loved when this came out back in the day. It just is a really, really good looking car. And, again, the one with the V8, which this also has, supposed to sound really good. I mean, I've heard one in real life, and it sounds insane. Especially, I think it might have been, if I remember correctly, I don't know if it was an SVR that I did hear. Maybe it was an SVR that I did hear. What year did this come out? 2020? Maybe it wasn't an SVR. It had an aftermarket exhaust, 100% on it, and I heard it at the Gumball 3000, whenever that was on in Dublin. Like 2018 or something like that, or even earlier than that. It sounded insane. I think there's a video of it somewhere on my channel. Anyway, I don't think it'll sound the same in game, because again, it's a game and it's Forza. I wish there was a thing to turn off those pops, because I really don't want to have them. Even though this thing actually just crackles in real life a lot, it doesn't pop with flames coming out of the exhaust. It's so, like, childish. I know it's a child's game, basically, but it's a bit annoying just having it for every single car, even completely stock cars. It's not a bad sounding car. You can kind of hear a faint supercharger noise. I think if I change the cockpit though. Yeah, you can hear it a little bit better. It's still not as loud as I wanted it to be. The interior, I always really loved these as well. But apparently the infotainment system is a bit crap on them. Apart from that, I think the interior looks lovely in these cars. They're all very, very cool looking. It's just a good sports car, man. What happened? What happened to it? They might honestly just discontinue this. I mean, Jaguar haven't really made anything crazy at all either. They started like going all electric with the E-Pace and I-Pace and all that garbage, but yeah. What happened to a good old-fashioned V8? Anyway, let's do stuff to it. It's now in S1 806, which is fairly high for a completely stock car, but it does have pretty good stats. If you go and have a look at these. 575 horsepower, 701 newton meters of torque, and weighs 1,705 kilos. 5-liter supercharged V8. Yeah, there it is. The sports one you can hear a lot louder. No, I think I'm just wrong. It doesn't actually change the noise at all. But I do kind of want to keep a supercharger in it. I think it's something cool to have in. I want to build this thing for a bit of racing, I think. Disgusting Forza parts on it again, as usual. Vile things getting added on, but I'll do it for the sake of having grip. Nice wide tires for the front and the rear. Same with the track width. You can do that. It's gonna get lowered a little bit as well. just small changes, just things that I know will definitely help this thing. Our acceleration is gone up to 10 already. My launch is also very, very high up. My handling is also really, really high up. This could be a really good car in S1. I want to try and maybe build it for S1. We'll see what it's like. Race suspension, anti-roll bars. I think as soon as I do a weight reduction on this, it's gonna fly up past. Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's gonna fly up into S2. So we'll just do stage 1 weight reduction on it, and we'll see what it's like with that. I also did supercharge it, so we can just do this. I don't really technically need that much power in in S1. I kind of want nimbleness, if that makes sense, with it. But apart from that, that looks alright. What are we looking at for engine swaps though? 5.2 V10. Nothing interesting. It's all the exact same engines that we've had before. And then all-wheel drive as well. Again, I don't really need that much horsepower with it. What did I really change on this thing? I just have the second stage, or the first stage for that. Okay. I mean, look at those stats though. Those stats are like speaking facts. Speed is a 7.0. I know it's not going to be fast, because I put loads of air on it, and it's going to add a load of downforce. Handling is at 7.9, which is really good. This is looking like a serious build. That's a lot of power as well for the weight. I wonder though, like where can I really bring this thing to test it out fully? Interesting. Oh, there's actually different paints for it? Interesting. British Racing Green. Orange looks good on it. And then this like weird... I thought, what would you even call this color? It's really nice. I don't really want to call it brown because it's not really brown, is it? It's like a weird, like, very, very dark, like copper. I really like that color, but I'm not going to put it on just for the sake of video because it just looks nicer if you're watching a video with a bright colored car. I'm so dense that I didn't realize that this was all-wheel drive. Because I was wondering kind of how is this able to launch so well? And how is this acceleration so good? And it's because it doesn't slip. Boy, this is really, really nice. Braking is apparently at 10, so let's see. Oh, it's up there. It is up there. This is a fast car. There's my first little taste of understeer. I think I've built it nicely again. The setup isn't really anything crazy. The brakes are so good. Oh, acceleration out of corners, man. This package, with whatever I've just done to the car right now, with this setup is so nice. This is really nice to drive. I need to bring it on somewhere. I need to test it against other cars. Oh, what do I even bring it up against? I kind of want to bring it on the track, but at the same time, I kind of want to bring it on the Horizon Mexico circuit. Yeah, it's a little short. I mean, this thing accelerates quickly out of corners, so the Horizon Mexico circuit could be a good car, a good place for this. Let's try it. Let's try it. I feel like I'm gonna get absolutely demolished by some of the other OP cars that are in this game. But my McLaren 570S is the last car that I tested here, so I want to try it out. Because this is still fairly lightweight at 1,300 kilos, right? So I think it could be nice around this track. We'll try it anyway. I want to try to see if I can beat the McLaren at the very least. McLaren is not really that great of a time that I just got there, but I'll try it anyway. Also, there's a bunch of cheated scores on that leaderboard. If you guys didn't know, for whatever reason, the Horizon Mexico circuit has a bunch of cheated scores on it. And I've done a video in the past where I've showed it. I've shown some guy just drive around it and basically just straight up cheating. He uses like speed boosts and stuff. The 700 horsepower around a tiny track like this could be fun. Again, brakes are phenomenal. Acceleration out of corners, very good again as well. Steering is nice and sharp. I've accelerated way too slowly out of that corner. I think I should have floored it earlier. I'm not even on sim steering, I don't think. Man, there's absolutely zero chance of me spinning my wheels with this thing. By that I mean, like, there's no chance of me sliding out of control with this. I could just floor it out of any corner I want. Oh my god. This is a really fast car. Horrible cornering from me. Keep it up with the McLaren. Is the McLaren rear wheel drive? I can't remember what I built it like. Maybe I left it as an all-wheel drive. See what I mean? I braked so late that I started flooring it out of the corner. I got a little skeptical about it actually making it, but I shouldn't have. I should have just continued flooring it. There I actually floored it out of the corner too early. It started going a bit straight because I was speeding up too quickly. Interesting. Interesting. So, I'm able to keep up with the McLaren, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat it. Maybe this just isn't the right track for it. I wonder what it'd be like on something like the Golden Toga, because that requires you to be like really light. You can go around corners very quickly, and not only that, but it also acceleration out of corners and stuff like that. I feel like that's definitely a track built for this car. So I think the McLaren's cool and all, but I don't know if I'm gonna beat it with this. Around this track anyway. I think it just has more power as well. Or it's lighter. Regardless, one or the other. Yeah. Interesting. I do really like this though. I think it's a really nice car. I also have to put on some steering, which I feel like I can tell I don't have. It's very sluggish when I try to like pull in. It doesn't like cut in sharply, if that makes sense. Yeah, I knew it. It's noticeable. It's noticeable if you drive it a lot. I turned it off only when I do any sort of off-road events, and that was probably why I did it, or like, was it? When I was doing it with the Land Rovers, that's why I turned it off. But it is noticeable. Okay. I think I'm going to shorten my gear ratios, and I want to try and take this thing on the Golden Toga just to test it out, because I'm pretty sure on that track it might actually be really good. I don't really test my cars out on this track anymore that often, so when I do, I just sometimes get like the idea of doing it, so I feel like it should be fun to try and give it a shot like this. So like one of the previous tunes that you guys have sent me, you told me to go and test it out on this track, and I obliged, because it's just a nice place to come back to, but boy, I don't really like hop on this track that often. Okay, brilliant. I don't really hop on this track that often anymore. I feel like it's nice to come back to every now and then, but I don't think it's good to keep doing it over and over again, if that makes sense. So I agree with the comments in the video saying that I overdid it back in the day, but it's nice sometimes to hop back on. The brakes are brutal on it, man. I shortened my gear ratios, so you'll be able to see third and fourth being heavily used now. Fifth. I'm keeping some serious speed through these corners, by the way. This is nice, man. I love the power delivery as well. It's with a supercharger, it's so nice. It's such a good car. Ooh, a bit too fast. This is such a right track for this car as well. I keep expecting the car to take these corners a little bit quicker than what I think I can, but I keep letting the car go into corners a bit too fast. I just keep trying to push it faster and faster just to try to see what it's capable of before I need to try to slow down, if that makes sense. That's the whole point of doing these events. I'm not trying to just get a time here, I'm trying to kind of test it out in specific situations and seeing what it's like. That's why when you see me drifting the car down the mountain, I'm not there just to get the points. Sometimes I even skip the part where it like activates my points. I'm there to kind of see what it's like and what it drives like, and that's what I'm doing now as well. I'm not just here just to get a time, you know, just to see what sort of time this thing can squeeze out. I'm here more to try to see what the car is like, what it's like speeding up, slowing down, doing very quick maneuvers. Because again, this track you have to kind of be on your toes all the time. You have to think quickly, brake quickly, accelerate quickly, react quickly because, you know, you're heading straight for a wall. Stuff like that. So, that's what I really like about what I drive on the Golden Target, for example. A couple of taps off the walls. Careful now. A couple of taps off the walls, but apart from that, the car is very clean with its handling. I can't really complain. I'm slowing down too much for some of the corners, though. I'm slowing down way too much for some of the corners. It's very noticeable. I'm slowing down too much for some of the corners, and then I'm speeding up too much for some of the other, like there. I felt like I was able to make it around that. It gives me the false idea of this guy being much faster than it is for some of the corners, because it grips up really, really nicely. I'm generally half tempted to turn this thing into rear-wheel drive. And just to see what it's like then. So, even with that horrendous time, I managed to squeeze out 420. Yeah, basically dead 420. So it's definitely an above average car, I'll tell you that, even with that horrible driving that I just done there. Yeah, I like it. I kind of want to try it as a rear-wheel drive. I want to see what changes then. Because I'm pretty sure it'll be, first of all, lighter. And second of all, yes, it won't have as much grip, which means I need to get rid of a little bit of power. But, yeah, I could do, like, full-on weight reduction in that. If I haven't done it already. Anyway, I want to try it. I want to try it with just a rear-wheel drive setup, because I feel like it'll be able to do really well. Just as a test. Just as a little bit of a test. So, rear-wheel drive doesn't change that much. Apparently my handling goes down. Don't think so. Pretty sure my handling will stay very similar. Get a 6-speed, get a race diff. Nice. Weight reduction already maxed out. Everything else is pretty good. I can kind of squeeze a little bit more power out of it. Do I really want to have a little bit more power? I mean, see if it helps. Okay, and there we go. Weight went down. peak power went up slightly, lateral G's also went up slightly. But we'll see what the responsiveness is now. Like, that's the thing. Also tires, I'm pretty sure I already have the widest, yeah, 325s and 275s on slicks. Let's try it like this. I want to see what this is like. Alright, maybe the Golden Tiger is not the place for a rear-wheel drive car, but we'll try it anyway. Especially a rear-wheel drive car with over 700 horsepower. I've lengthened my gears nicely, because this thing already has a lot of power and a lot of torque, so I made it so, hopefully, I shouldn't get that much slip. I didn't say zero slip. I just said not that much. Oh, the front feels light. Oh, the front feels light. I like the lightness. I don't see any issue with power delivery with it being rear-wheel drive. Like I said, I lengthened my gears just nicely enough, and then I also adjusted my diff accordingly. Brakes are still really, really good. It's just acceleration out of corners I have to be kind of careful with. Because again, it's rear-wheel drive, so I have to be a little bit more sketchy. Or the car is a little bit more sketchy, no, I have to be sketchy. Oh, it's so much better in, like, higher speed corners. Before, it would just kind of, like, start to pull wide a little bit. Now the front end just darts in, and then you just push it around the corner. Kind of has a little bit more of a oversteer tendency now, obviously. Rear-wheel drive, you know, when I accelerate and tries to push the back out instead of the front end. Even though I did make it try to oversteer when it was all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is a lot more, or not all-wheel drive, oversteering is a lot easier to handle and to control than it is understeering. Yeah, this being a little bit more sketchy to drive is a little nicer though. Makes it seem like you're more involved. Whereas with the all-wheel drive setup, you kind of just, you're exiting a corner, you just floor it and that's it. Kind of just does everything for you. But now it feels like you're more on edge driving it. That's not necessarily a bad thing though, because it's kind of making your moves a little bit more important. I also feel a little bit more, I don't know why, I just feel like a little bit more confident driving it. Yeah, the front just feels lighter. I mean, it is, obviously, because we got rid of the whole all-wheel drive setup. There's no diff on the front end or anything like that. So it would be lighter. But it's noticeable. The handling characteristics change so drastically from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive. Like, it makes a massive difference. I wonder if it will in the time as well. But like I said, with the tune that I set, like lengthening the gears out, I made it just enough. Just nice enough where I don't get a lot of slip. I can like kind of almost even floor it out of corners. Oh, that was my fault. That is just straight up my fault. I went way too fast. It's fine. It is fine. Am I actually gonna get a similar time? That's crazy. Might even be a slightly slower time. But I still straight up just crashed into the wall, which probably cost me about, like, at least 5 seconds. That's crazy. This is faster than it is as an all-wheel drive on this. I mean, yes, it gave it slightly more power, but you just don't need all-wheel drive, by the looks of things. yeah, it's just a little understeer at some stages in the all-wheel drive setup, but it's much nicer like this, in my opinion. I think it's just a cleaner, like, drive. As long as you control your throttle, which, by the way, you can still slide it. So I didn't build the car just so it's perfect, you know, I can floor out of corners whenever I want. You can actually, like, genuinely slide this thing if you're not careful enough. Like, it will break traction. It's just the way I drove it there is, you know, smooth, like, smoother throttle, basically, like throttle control. And, not flooring it out of corners. Yeah, man, this is really nice as a rear-wheel drive. Alright, well, I reverted it back to stock because I don't want to have the disgusting Forza parts on it, because I actually really like the way that this car looks. I even gave it all the original power back on. Yeah, it's a really nice car to drive, in my opinion. I think it's nice and clean the way you can build it in a rear-wheel drive form, and it still does really, really well. I like that about it as well. So yeah, try it out for yourselves. Let me know what you think of the new F-Type SVR. I really like it. I think it's a very good overall car. I think there's probably different types of builds that you can do to this thing, and you can actually get it to be really, really good for stuff like rallying and off-roading and stuff like that. So if you've built this thing for anything, let me know down in the comments below. Below. I'm down to maybe try it in a future video if you guys end up sending me some tunes over on my Discord. But yeah, for now, that's pretty much it for the SVR. Not all cars in this game have to be fully maxed out and tuned and modified and stuff like that. You can still drive them around completely stock and just enjoy them. I feel like people are missing that whole aspect of this game, of just kind of enjoying the cars as they are, and everybody needs to put as much power as possible into them, which I disagree. I think it's always fun to hop on in a pretty much a bone stock car and then just drive around for a little bit. I think it's just a nice experience. So yeah. Anyway, that's why I wanted to bring this thing back to stock again, because I feel like it's one of those cars that I would definitely do something like that in. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching again, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.